Hi, my name is Bill Miners. I'm 31 years old. I live in Maryville, Missouri with my beautiful wife and our two stubborn huskies. And I currently teach 5th and 6th grade at an elementary school about 15 miles east of here. It's a little town called Conception Junction. The average class size is pretty ideal. It's about 8 to 10 kids per grade level, hence why I do 5th and 6th grade together. Jefferson's a very rural community. Not a lot going on. It's joked that it's out in the middle of God's country, which it pretty much is. It's literally right off a highway in the middle of a big cornfield. So it's a great place. The community's awesome. The kids are friendly. They're hardworking. There's a lot of investment from everybody around the Tri-C area, they call it. That's the three towns that start with a C: Conception, Conception Junction, and Clyde. So they make up the whole area that populates the school. Like I said, I'm there. I teach 5th and 6th grade. It's a little goofed up, and some people say, oh my gosh, why would you want to teach all that? That seems like a lot of stuff to teach. It's not so bad. I have 5th and 6th grade together each morning from 8:10 until about 9:55, and I teach reading during that time. So the nice thing is I always have a para with me, even if I don't have someone on IEP. It's just for extra help. And our Title I reading teacher, she comes in and helps split up some of the duties with me. So we do a variety of things. We either work together and collaborate, or we, maybe I just send the 6th grade with the Title I teacher for a week because, I just need to work with the 5th grade, or we, vice versa. And then when that's done, I go right into 6th grade science till about 10:40. And then from 10:40 until 11:45, which is lunchtime, my favorite, I have 5th grade for science during that time. So that's how my morning works out. After lunch, we go to recess, we come back in, and at about 12:45 till 1:30, I have 5th grade math. So I only have to teach 5th grade math. 6th grade goes with our middle school math teacher. And during that time when they're with them, or with our middle school teacher, that's actually my prep period. So that's kind of how that works out. And then at the very end of the day, from about 2:20 until 3 o'clock when we dismiss, I have 5th and 6th grade combined again. We do ELA and spelling during that time. So it's not as bad as it sounds. It can be painful and frustrating at times because you've basically got middle schoolers and you've got a group of 5th and 6th graders, which the maturity level isn't always a big difference, but in a lot of cases you can see a big difference. So that can be fun trying to balance that. But social studies wise, they go to our high school social studies teacher, so I don't have to teach any social studies. I don't have to teach the 6th grade math, so it kind of works out a little bit. It's not as bad as it sounds. While there, I don't really sponsor anything, but I am on our Nottoway County, the county we live in. I'm on the DARE board, so our DARE officer that comes in and talks to the kids about drug resistance. Actually, every Monday, well, the first Monday of every month, I go there, and we have a board meeting. We do a lot of things in the community, so not really a sponsor, but I'm a representative from our school. And as for coaching, I do coach. I coach varsity football. We struggle, to put it nicely. And, I work with another group of guys. There's 2 other guys. And like I said, I'm in charge of the defense. So that's kind of fun. It's fun to mix up the elementary, in the day, and then go to high schoolers at the end of the day, because at least for me mentally, it's really good for me, because if you just focus on elementary all the time, sometimes they can wear you out with a million questions. So to go from then to high school, that's really cool. And I did actually just a year ago got my CDL to drive school bus. So this past fall, when I coached football, I would take our kids, because we co-opted with another school, and I would drive 15 minutes there and back, 15 minutes over, get the kids off the bus, they change, we practice, and then I bring them back over, to send them home. So that's another fun thing I do. The question, why do you want a master's? I guess the simple reason is, and some people think I'm crazy, that's kind of always been my goal from day one. When I decided my freshman year in college I wanted to be an elementary education major, I knew right away. I thought, 5 to 7 years, start moving on, and then we'll start looking at administrative jobs. I don't know, if this makes any sense, but my dad was a manager at an engineering company for almost 30 years, and he was awesome at it. And, a lot of people say I look just like my dad, and they say I act like him, and, maybe that has a bearing on me wanting to be an administrator. But, I've just always felt like I have the ability to lead. I'm a good communicator with people. I'm pretty laid back. I seldom get mad, and I don't have any enemies that I know of. So that's kind of the where I want to be with the, degree. I think my influence will be much more beneficial in an administrative role than in the classroom. I love teaching, and it's fun being in there with the kids, and I know I make an impact on them, but I just feel like the bigger impact, to really help a district would be an administrative role. I selected Fort Hays State University simply because I had a really good friend. My wife, her softball coach, his wife, she went through the program. Her name was Ashley Anderson, and when I was looking at a master's program, she goes, "Oh my gosh, you need to check them out." She says they are awesome. They're just top notch. She says, and it's affordable, and it's all online. And of course, when I hear affordable, that's the first thing I heard, and it was just a good fit. And then if you do a little research on Fort Hays, you realize how highly regarded they are as a university. In the next 2 years, hopefully I can get myself an administrative job. I'd love nothing more to be a principal in the elementary, since that's kind of where I geared my undergrad at. But at the same time, I just love working with kids, and I believe that if you can teach any level. So I'm open to middle school or high school positions as well. In the next 5 to 10 years, hopefully be settled down with a family and have a couple kids. We do have 2 dogs right now, which are our kids, but it's tough. If you look at the pay scale in Missouri, we knew what we were getting into, but my wife and I, we're both in education, and we have a nice house, we can pay for things, but we don't have a lot left at the end of the month, to be honest with you. So the idea of having a kid right now at 31 years old, we obviously want to try to have a family, but at the same time, it's a little stressful financially. We could make it work, but I guess it's one of those deals where if we don't have to scrape pennies, we don't want to. So hopefully in the next 5 to 10 years, I can be an administrator somewhere, make an impact on a school district, and maybe we can start that family. So that's me in a nutshell. Thank you for listening.